Hey guys, it's GameStack Hunter, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit today about emulation. Okay? And a lot of people are going to say, you know, especially when you hear the ROMs, a lot of people are going to cringe in their seat and hiss and all that other stuff and say, that's bad, illegal piracy and all that other stuff. But to be honest with you, it's a gray area. Nintendo doesn't make the games anymore. Now you can get some on the Wii or in the store and everything like that. But for the most part, a lot of the games they don't really make. And, you know, I kind of look at it this way. If I own the game, then I don't see a problem for myself personally to play the ROMs and emulators. I personally don't agree with piracy. And, you know, that's why I collect the games. I believe in buying the games. So let's get that out there. There's no need to flame or hate or anything like that. Just sit back and take a chill and enjoy the video and let me just talk, you know. Anyways, emulators are a great way to play your games because there are some games that are Nintendo hard, and they're, you know, like Ninja Gaiden or Castlevania, and a lot of people these days don't have time to invest in playing all the way through halfway through the cart and then have to turn it off and then go back and play it again, you know, because a lot of these games you either got to write down the code or you got to beat them, you know, and a lot of the bosses are pretty hard as well. So what's really cool about the emulators is they have what's called a state save. So as you're going along, you know you're playing Mega Man, you're about to fight one of the guys, you haven't played in a while, you know you're going to get your butt kicked. So what you can do is right before you run in the room with him, you can save the game. And then run in, fight him, die, and then revert right back to the save. Or, in some situations, you can run in and fight him, and then after you knock down half his energy and you're doing really good, you can save it really quick. And that way if he kills you, you can revert right back to like where you have him halfway worn down. So that's what's really cool. Another thing is my TV only has 2 HDMI ports. So, you know, I play all my games in my office / game room. And so it doesn't really make sense for me to run down and hook up all the consoles and play. And plus the graphics are a little bit better as well. So I have a computer that has HDMI and it works fantastic. So when you're playing, you really don't want to use your keyboard because it's kind of a pain to use the arrow keys and A and B and all that, especially if you're playing like Super Nintendo or something like that. One solution that a lot of people like to do, and it's kind of a favorite for people who do the emulators, is the original Xbox 360 wired controller. Now I have used this and it works really, really well. It has the USB, so you just plug it in your computer will recognize it. You probably go into, you know, I mean, in most of the cases you go into the emulation program and just configure the controller real quick. Press A, press this key, and it's really easy to do, and then you're in business playing. And I have played Super Mario Brothers. You know, it's one of those games where you're jumping and you got to have accuracy, and this controller really does the job. It works great. It's very accurate. So if you're looking for maybe one controller to rule them all, this would be a good one. Some people, you can get the wireless one from my understanding. You can get an adapter. And you can get, you know, I think you can hook up the PlayStation 3 controller if you do like Bluetooth or something like that. I haven't really done that. This has always been my go-to controller. But I started to think about it and I was like, you know, what would be cool is if when I'm playing Super Mario Brothers, I can use the original controller. Better yet, oh my goodness, what if I could play on my computer and use the Snes Advantage? Well, folks, you actually can. And that's the reason why I'm making this video, is because they make things like this, which is the Retro 8-bit controller. And it simply is a USB port, and it has the adapter, and you plug in your original controller, and you're in business. Now, I have tried it with the Snes Advantage. I've actually tried it with all the controllers, all the ones I'm going to show you, and they work fantastic. I mean, it's just like playing Nintendo, which is really cool. So I recommend that you guys give these little controllers, these little adapters a shot, and I'll show you the ones that I have, and I'll tell you, you know, what I feel about them, which is fantastic. They all work, so I mean, I really don't have to tell you any more than that. And I'm recommending them to you. So with this adapter, you can actually play, and you know, you can map all the buttons, and you are playing just like you were when you were a kid, or you were playing, you know, just like you have the Nintendo, except you don't have to hook it up. So I recommend that you pick this up. This one is the RetroBit, and I will put an Amazon link on there. All these run $10, $12, $15, something like that. I don't know the exact prices, but you'll see when you go to Amazon and you click on the link. They work fantastic. And what I really like is that when I'm playing Contra, I have the original Nintendo NES Advantage. And I had this when I was a kid, and it's an amazing controller. And I prefer it most times on a lot of my original Nintendo games. So that being said, the next console that I'm going to show you. Now, I had one of these, but I gave it away. And so I bought another one. And this one, the other one is a RetroBit. This one is the Mayflash. And all of these have great reviews. Most people have no issues with getting them to work. I personally don't myself. And this one actually has 2 ports on both sides. And I don't feel like I need to open it. I will open it because I'm going to play here in a little later. But it works very well with your original Super Nintendo controller. So now you can play Link to the Past or you know, Super Mario World or anything like that on your computer, and you can use this, which is really cool. The next adapter that I have, and the only bummer, this is about as far as I go with the emulators. I stick with just the Nintendo consoles and Genesis. They do make one for Genesis, but I have yet to pick it up, and I will. And I'll let you guys know what I think about it when I get it. But this one is for the Nintendo 64. It is a Nintendo 64 controller adapter for PC USB. It doesn't really have a brand. It's kind of a generic one. But this, from what I can tell, is the best one that you can get if you're going to emulate and use the controller. And I have tested it out, and the controls are spot on. The only thing about the Nintendo 64 is apparently that console is a little bit more complicated, and they're still trying to work out the bugs on some of the games. I think it's kind of like a per game issue with the emulators, and I don't quite I never could get a good understanding why, other than the fact that it's a little bit more complicated of the hardware. So if you're playing, they're like all the big games like Super Mario 64 and all those other games like that, Smash Brothers, they have ironed out all the kinks, because of course those are the ones that everybody want to play. So if you have like a one-off game that's not super popular, you got to check and make sure that the compatibility is there for it to work. Not for the controller, but just overall for emulation, because sometimes they'll say, well, you got to have these settings, or you have to do it this way, or you got to set the frame rate to this, or something along the lines of that. So, hello kitty. Anyways, I highly recommend that you pick these up if you like to play. Let me get my kitty cat out of the way. There you go. Okay, she's gonna be part of this video apparently. Anyways, so I highly recommend that you pick these up if you like to play on your computer. It's a fantastic way to keep your consoles pretty in the box, and you know, it's helpful when you're trying to play in just small sessions. Plus the graphics are a little bit better, and it's just an overall good experience. You know, especially if you like to record, because then you don't have to go and buy those old school recorders and everything like that. You can actually do your gameplay on your PC. So to sum it up, I don't condone piracy at all, so don't take that from me. I only play the games, like I said, that I own, and I suggest that you do so yourself. You know, but you know, it's not like you can run into Target and buy these brand new. So I don't think anybody's gonna kick in your door and hate on you. But if you guys buy these controllers and you try them out, please let me know. I would definitely love to hear that you're gonna order one and try it out. Give me your opinion, and you know, please keep the hate down, because I know this is kind of one of those subjects that some people are a little touchy about. But you know, we don't all agree on everything. And give me a like if you like the video, and don't forget to subscribe, because I have much more things coming down the line. So, and I guess my kitty just had to be a part of this video. So this is Lucy, and she likes video games too. Anyways, guys, take care.